Looking left. Looking right. Back blast area also clear. I hit the sign.
There can be a lot to learn when doing anti-tank infantry in squad, and there are a lot of dynamic aspects that will affect how you should play and use your kit. I'd say that most anti-armour activities will fit in these four categories. We have light anti-tank, which is called LAT, heavy anti-tank, which is called HAT, the engineer kit, and also deployables. Today we're going to look at the most common anti-tank kit, the LAT. When used correctly, the LAT kit can combat any armour asset. Let's take a look at different LAT kits you should be familiar with. A common LAT kit you will use is some variant of the M72 light anti-tank weapon. The M72 Law is a single-shot disposable shoulder-fired rocket launcher. The variants fire the same, but some have different penetration performance. It has adjustable iron sights for different ranges. Another launcher you'll commonly see is the AT4. It is very similar to the M72 Law as in it has iron sights, however one key difference is it has better penetration performance. You will notice that this buff often comes at the expense of a scope on your rifle, so choose accordingly. The RPG-26 is given to the RGF in the VDV. It is equipped with iron sights and has a max range of 250 meters. It costs 30 ammo to re-arm. The C90CR is only used by the armed forces of Ukraine faction. It also has an optic that can allow you to hit targets 600 meters away. The DZJ Type 8 is the LAT used by the Chinese. It has 400mm of penetration performance and a scope which allows ranging up to 300 meters. Almost half the factions in squad use the RPG-7. It's one of the most versatile launchers in the game, capable of shooting fragmentation, heat and tandem rounds. Some variants come with iron sights and some come with a scope, which can allow you to fire up the ranges of 750 meters. Since we've went over the light anti-tank weapons of squad, let's talk about your role as a light anti-tank infantryman. There are three approaches you can take with the enemy armour using a LAT. Damage them in a place that removes their combat effectiveness, causing them to leave you and your team alone or fight in a compromised state. Number 2, immobilise them, allowing friendly armour or heavy anti-tank assets to approach and destroy them. Number 3, attempt to destroy them by using your shots effectively. You should follow this list as a guide to gain the maximum benefit of your kit. Let's quickly go over how armour is modelled in squad. We are going to be using an unofficial tool called Squad Armour, created by MJH1606 to demonstrate. All vehicles in squad will have a certain amount of health points. Our anti-tank weapons will reduce the amount of health points that a vehicle will have. While in real life, a well-placed shot with an AT4 against a BTR may kill the crew, in squad this is not possible. In squad armour it is possible to view 3D models of each vehicle, being able to see the different levels of armour and the internal parts of a vehicle. Internal parts of a vehicle which can be damaged are the wheels and tracks, the engine, the ammo rack and the turret. On squad armour you can also select any weapon in the game and see what damage it can do to certain parts of a vehicle, simply by selecting the weapon and then clicking where the weapon would hit the vehicle. Let's go back to our engagement list and work through some examples. For the first example, let's say we have a LAV-25 approaching our undefended position and we politely need it to go away. We're going to employ engagement type 1, damage them in a place that removes their combat effectiveness, causing them to leave you and your team alone, or fight in a compromised state. In this situation, we are in the open and cannot take sustained fire from this IFV, so the best option is to try and make it return to base. We can do this by targeting the turret. On this vehicle, the turret has 300 HP. With one light anti-tank shot we can disable the stabiliser, making the vehicle extremely difficult to shoot on the move, and also reduce the turret traverse speed by 800%, making it painfully slow to look for targets. Any decent IFA crew know that when the turret is down, it's time to break contact. This should allow your team to survive and reposition. The LAV-25 is now returning to main because of its reduced combat effectiveness. Engagement example number 2. You are on foot heading to an enemy position when an enemy tank is dangerously close to you. The best option here is to immobilise the tank. Your first choice for stopping the tank should be to destroy a track. It is usually the easiest place to shoot as the hitbox is very wide. It will take one single crewman 1 minute to repair the track. If you have 2 lats, wait until they repair to use your second. In this time, your heavy anti-tank has arrived to finish off the tank. We're in a situation where we have no backup and we would like to destroy this enemy M2A3 Bradley that is unaware of our position. If we were just to take uncalculated shots, our lat would only do around 30% of damage to the hull. However, if we calculate our attack, we can destroy it in just 2 hits. We can do this by targeting the vehicle's ammo rack. Once the ammo rack hits 0 health points, it will cause the vehicle to cook off, removing all its ammo and starting a countdown until it explodes. The biggest battle you will have is getting the correct range for your target. Let's look at some aiming tips and tricks to help you hit the shots you need. One common way to get a range mark is to have your squad leader place their mark on top of yours. There's a tag on Bravo, can I get a range mark please? Yep, squad leader, range mark.
There you are, shoot it.
I'm not fucking loaded. There are some cons to this. You need a competent squad leader who listens to your request. It takes a little bit of time. You need to be a fire team leader to place a mark, and it's quite easy to misplace your mark, meaning that the range you get is inaccurate. I've got a Tiger and Bravo, can I get range please?
Yeah, 1 sec, I'm busy.
Yeah, range please, Bravo. Urgently.
In a second.
I need range Bravo, got Tiger in front of me.
There you are.
Oh, damn it, I missed because you took too long, dickhead. Let's look at a more independent way of working out your range. First, look at your position on the map in your relation to the closest grid. Mentally mark where the target is. Count the squares to that target. Each small square is 100 meters and the smaller square 33 meters. The benefit of this, it's quicker. You are less needy on your squad leader. You are an independent, strong anti-tank dude. There's also another method of range finding, and this is a stadiometric sight found in some binoculars and scopes. Here is a guide if you'd like to read it. It is also available in my Discord. While a little less accurate, in a pinch it can allow you to get a shot off. Light anti-tank weapons will generally need at least 20 meters between you and the target for the weapon to arm. If you're too close, you will hear ping noise and the warhead does not detonate. If you do this, run, as the enemy will be looking for you. You should be aware of any friendlies behind you when shooting your weapon, as the exhaust gases from the rocket can kill them.
Wait, you're videoing this.
So don't be a noob. Make sure you call out your backblast.
Looking left! Looking right! Backblast area all secure! Target hit.
To set your range, you can use the sight ranging key. For example, mine is X. I can use the scroll wheel to decrease the range while I'm holding X. Targets in between the ranges, round up to the next range and aim at the lower hull. It is always better to overrange than to underrange. If you aim too high and the projectile passes just over the top of the hull, it is easy to see the correction you need to make. If you hit short, it is harder to work out the correction because of the dust cloud. Here you can see I've adjusted my range for 300 meters even though the target's 150 meters away. However, the vehicle's height can intercept the trajectory even if your elevation was technically too much. Scopes will have a range ladder. Match the range to a correct ladder to hit your target. It will also have a left/right offset that you can use for moving targets. Try to account for the flight time of the rocket and aim ahead of the vehicle. Take into account the penetration limit of your weapon. If the armour is too thick, it will deflect your shot. Use squad armour to familiarise yourself with vehicle armour. This concludes the tutorial. If you found it helpful, please consider subscribing and liking. You can find more squad information and guides in my Discord, linked below. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll try my best to help. Special thanks to Primo Creature 21. He is the main actor in this video and he deserves a round of applause. And thank you very much for watching.